I did miss last week, and I'm sorry, but I did learn a lot about self-editing procedures, which are different now.
Hi, Carrie.
Very happy.
And because things got switched, I'm sure that's the reason why there's only 6 of us, but that's okay. So we are doing today how to make a box cake taste like a bakery cake. And I will show you how. I found out how to do this about 2 years ago, and I'm very happy with it. And I will tell you some of the things that happened along the way. But first, we're going to prepare, turn on your oven to 350, bring it up to speed, and then cake pans. I purchased all of the lovely parchment paper liners, and I don't have to cut them out anymore, which I love. That's so great.
Wow. I didn't even know you could do that. I always cut mine out.
Yeah, well, I always did too. But you can get any size. These are 9-inch. I also have some 8-inch in there. Somebody got them for me and dropped them off, and I'm very happy.
That's a super idea, because then there's no waste.
Right. And if you buy, like, I got 75 of them, they will last you for the rest of your natural life. And so you put them in, you prepare your cake pan the same way you always prepare, which is like super easy, and I love it. I love it. So then you look at the back of your package, and it says 1 cup of water, 1/2 a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. Now, what you do with that is you say, you just take the package, you add 1 package of Jello instant pudding, any flavor you want. What's that? It should be the small size. That's 3.4 ounces. And you just mix that up.
Oh, so you mix that with the cake mix?
Yep.
Huh.
Just put it in your bowl.
Any flavor pudding you want.
Well, you know, like with the yellow pudding or the French vanilla.
Yeah.
Sorry, yellow cake mix with the French vanilla. I've done it with chocolate and in a chocolate.
I was thinking chocolate would make it a kind of a light cocoa tasting.
Right. And then if you want, you can use yellow cake mix with the lemon instant pudding.
Ooh.
It play around with it. It's easy and perfectly fine. You'll notice that it takes no time at all. You're not measuring very much at all. And I just mix it up. And then to this, it says on the package, it says 1 cup of water. So you replace the cup of water with 1 cup of milk.
Okay.
Then it says 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Well, what I do is I melt 1 cup, or, you know, like 3/4 cup. It doesn't have to be exact. Butter, you melt it in the microwave, and you put that in. It says 3 eggs. Well, you can do 4. So I'm doing 4 eggs, or 5, should your little heart desire. I'm cracking it into a bowl so that I don't get shells into the cake. And you mix that for about 30 seconds. And will you, let's see, about like that. And then you scrape down the bowl, particularly on the bottom, because it tends to get all. And then 2 minutes. Can you measure 2 minutes? So 2 minutes of beating. That's it. I'm also going to throw in about a teaspoon and a half of vanilla flavoring. And you're done. 2 minutes. And you're set.
Kate,
Yeah,
is it instant pudding or regular pudding?
instant.
Okay.
Instant pudding. Like I said, you can play around with the flavors. If you don't want to put vanilla in there, you can use almond flavor or chocolate or coffee or, whatever you want. Play around with the flavors. I've made it with lemon, whatever, but you're just enriching the cake to the point where it doesn't taste like a box cake. It tastes much more solid and lovely, quite honestly. Almost there? Now I have to tell you, and you're going to be cooking this, you're going to be baking this for a good 5 to 10 minutes longer than the box says.
Okay.
Okay. So there you are. And this is what it looks like. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
It's really lovely. So now I think it's a little bit too much for 2 8-inch. It's like more volume than 2 8-inch, but I'm doing 2 9-inch pans. A 3 8-inch will make layers.
Okay.
Here we go. And that's 15 ounces.
You're methodical about that, measuring how heavy it is.
I tend to, this is, yeah, more or less. And I do measure it out so that they're not wildly odd, you know? You know what I mean? So you just, and then I used to always have problems with cake pans, with cake layers, because they would tend to dome in the middle. Do a lot of doming. And I have to cut them off to make them lay flat. It was really annoying. However, I found a lovely workaround. And it is these. They're called, what are they called? Cake strips.
Sweets.
Okay. And that one is fairly new because new looking. But this is what they look like after a year or 3. This is what they look like. You soak them and you place them around the cake pan like this. It will stop it from doming.
They're perfect.
I bought them and I bought them after you emailed over the recipe, and they arrived with no directions. So I did not have a clue until today what to do with these things.
Oh, it's just
Oh, you do? Okay.
Don't.
One time, Kate brought a cake down. You remember this, Carol, when we were on the train?
Mhm.
And the cake was perfect. I mean, perfect. You know, like you get from a bakery, perfect. You know,
Right.
2 layers from a bakery, perfect. I said, how did you do that? And she said, I used these sleeves. And I ordered mine on the train from Amazon and came home and made a cake. And by gosh, I mean, they last forever and they're not expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they fade. They basically fade.
What are they called, Kate?
They're called baking strips, and they're on Amazon. They will come the next day, and they're just really lovely. You know, I got 6 of them. I use 3 all of the time, and I've never used any more than 3. So
They come in different sizes.
they come in different sizes. Now you see these move. See, you can make them small. You can make them
They're called cake strips.
cake strips. That's what they're called. And they're
Oh, look at yours. Yours are all different colors.
well, no, they're not all different colors.
No, Pam's.
Oh,
Pam's are, mine are like yours, but Pam got different colors.
But
Yeah.
that's how they showed up. No directions, just a bunch of these. So now I know what to do.
Mine came just like yours, Kate.
Oh yeah, don't put them on sopping. Squeeze them out. Dina was saying, squeeze them out.
I kid you not, though. It works like a charm.
Oh. So you're going to, it says 25 minutes on the box. I'm going to set it for 30. All right. However, you're going to look, you're going to check it. It probably is going to be longer. All right. And now I have a story. I made a cake this morning. I made a cake this morning for all of you to see. And I made, you know, all the stuff to go along with it. I'm going to be making ganache, and I've got the, and it was a disaster. The cake was great, but my kittens
Uh-oh.
got emasculated yesterday.
Ah.
They have cones on their head. And I had the cake, that one of the layers on the table, you know, on the counter, and I made a big mistake. I went to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
and they knocked it over.
Oh,
It is one layer is in a total wreck. It's a wreck. I'm not even going to show you. It's in pieces over there. The kittens usually are more discreet than that, but because they've got the cones on their head, they knocked it over. So I thought, and this was an hour ago. Well, an hour and a half ago.
oh God.
Like, what the hell do I do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have one layer that's intact. So I took a knife and I cut it in half. So we are going to have a much smaller cake today because who needs to have 2 layers if you can cut 1 layer in half, which is what I did.
That's
I
a
mean-
true Julia Child solution.
Okay. The other thing was I took the recipe for the custard that goes in the middle. How long have I been making this? Probably 25, 30 years. It's a similar recipe all the time. It always works. It did not gel at all.
Really?
It got thick, and I put it in the refrigerator, and it was custard soup. And I discovered that about 2 hours ago. And I thought,
Wow.
what do I do? So I looked it up online, and it turns out that I probably didn't cook it long enough because there is an enzyme in egg yolks that causes it to turn the starch molecules somehow into soup. So I thought, and they had a little note at the end of the what it read, which said you can reboil it. Okay, I mean, what have I got to lose? There's nothing I can do. That was an hour and a half away. Remember, what's the motto of this show? It does.
Just doesn't matter.
Matter.
So I took a scoop, and I did not measure it, of cornstarch, which is in the recipe. I took a scoop and I mixed it with some more milk. I didn't add anything else. I just put it back onto the pan, into the pan, and
With the soup.
with that soup, and it turned into really thick. But
Okay.
I can put it in the middle of this cake and it isn't going to run out. So all is well. I'm not, and if I were giving a dinner party, believe me, I wouldn't tell anybody
This story.
a story. Well, that's not true. Carrie, I'd probably tell that story because it's just too funny. It's just too funny. But at the same
Totally would. You would tell me that story.
of course. But at the same time, who really cares as long as it tastes good?
I'm surprised they didn't hit the ganache and get it all over the kitchen.
No, I haven't made the ganache.
Ah,
So there's hope yet.
There's, there. Don't give them any ideas. Okay, we have chocolate chips because I didn't want to do the rest. You know, the chopping of the
right.
chocolate, and I've got some hot cream. It's pretty hot, and I'm just going to pour that over the top and let that sit while I fix up this cake. And I'm just going to, because it's super thick, I mean, really thick. I'm just going
Well, at
to,
least it's not gonna run.
no, exactly. This is what I planned on all the time. You know, who really cares?
Hey, as long as it tastes good at the end.
And it looks good. And it will look good. I know.
Then we don't care how it got there, do we?
No, not at all. I'm going to use an offset spatula to.
Yoda's still out there.
So there we go.
Carol's on a ghost hunt.
I'm on a cat hunt.
We're having cat issues today, are we?
Are
Well, I
we
have to round them up.
confused? I certainly am.
I got one outside that doesn't want to come in.
So it will, I already tasted it so that I know that it's not going to be gummy or anything like that. It tastes pretty darn good.
I didn't know that you could boil custard twice.
I
That's
did.
a new one for me.
Huh.
I didn't either. And I thought, well, what's it going to do? Get runnier? Hello. There isn't much I can do about it.
Kate,
I
that's
use
the
bird's
difference between you and
custard
me.
and it always comes out okay, knock wood.
That's
What?
the difference between you and me. If that happened to me, I'd just cry. And then I'd probably call you.
And then you call Kate and
And I
Kate
would
would
call
say,
Kate.
just boil it again.
Well, I just thought, what am I going to do? I mean, I got to show something on this show, and I wasn't going to pour, like creme glaze. It was that texture. It was that thin. So, oh well. And here's the ganache, which is the chocolate chips are melting. And it always looks like it will never come together, and then it does. And if there are little lumps in there and there are some lumps of chocolate chips that haven't melted, well, you stick it in the microwave for 10 seconds. And they'll melt.
Kate, did you chop the chocolate chips like it says here? Oh, okay.
No, I often make ganache with the bar chocolate from Trader Joe's,
Trader Joe's.
which it makes it taste
And
better.
that's what you would chop, but otherwise just the
But
chocolate. Yeah,
otherwise,
that's what I thought.
Unless you have a chocolate thief.
Oh.
If you have a chocolate thief,
I do.
then, and you don't know that you have a chocolate thief, and you reach for your chocolate to chop it to make the ganache, and you only have to do this one time, and then you automatically buy a couple of packets of Ghirardelli, dark chocolate,
right.
and you keep them hidden.
You hide them.
You hide them from the chocolate thief, who seems to think that the bar of chocolate is just sitting there because it doesn't have a home, and it needs to have a home.
This is what it looks like. It's lovely, thick, luscious, and
There you go. Look at that.
Mhm.
It's probably going to be even better with thin layers.
It probably is, and I'm sticking with that story.
I like that story. You have editorial approval for that story.
Here we go. Whatever. And when you add stuff to it, add it to the middle. And this is just lovely. Now, this is Dan Kimbers, my friend Dan, our friend Dan Kimbers, Carrie. This is his, when I told him that I was going to make him a birthday cake, he said, I want this one,
A Boston cream pie.
Boston cream pie. And I have to say, I'm pretty, yeah, this is a good one. Now, you kind of get it to the edge and you make it look like it's going down. But I have to say, this is one of the more popular cakes that I've ever made. And it looks lovely. And it probably is better with just the simple layers, the thin layers. But it's dead easy to make. Cake mix, I've made this with just using the cake mix recipe, and it's fine too. But this one tastes buttery and really quite nice. And like I said, it's one of my favorite cakes. Chocolate cake or yellow cake with chocolate frosting is probably my favorite. But this one has dark chocolate and cream in it. Ooh,
And custard. Yeah.
yeah. So there you
Kate, have you noticed that when you doctor the cake, it gets thicker? It's thicker.
it can
It has more body to it.
it has a lot more body to it. That's why it has to cook longer.
So that's why it would be perfect for any filled cake,
Yes.
that recipe. Because what happens if you use a box cake or even a cake recipe, they crumble, they crack.
And this
They're really delicate.
and this does not. This is not a delicate cake, unless a cat with a cone on its head.
Unless there's a cat. Unless there's a cat with a comb on its head.
Right. So there you are. That's for this week. And thank you for being so flexible. I know that Carrie really enjoyed discrimination.
And this thing you have next week to look forward to, Carrie.
Well, okay, so it's not next week.
2 weeks.
So next week is normal.
Next week's
We'll
normal.
be on at 4:30, but the following week, it'll be 5 o'clock again. And then I'm done. Like I have 3 days of training and it's like,
Okay. So
Yeah.
week after next, take your wine in your water bottle.
yes. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
There you go.
I think that next week I just was thinking about it today. How about chicken adobo?
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Yeah.
Filipino chicken with garlic and vinegar. And it is mighty fine. And when I was with Greg, who's half Filipino, his Filipino family thought I made the best adobo.
Oh.
Well, awesome.
So I'm just saying.
Just saying.
So there you have it. I will
So
say,
much, Kate.
what?
I said thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad you were all here. Thank you for coming. And and thank you for being tolerant of my cats.
What made them think they could jump on the counter, first of all, and secondly, with a thing around their head?
Well, they're
Cats.
doing everything with the thing on.
These are not the sharpest cats in the drawers, what you're saying.
Aw.
And
Gotcha.
you know this,
Okay.
that was the whole story with my big mistake was going to the bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
You know about it, don't you?
Oh, there they are. Oh, there's the devils.
Oh, hello, pigeons.
Oh, you look so cute, Jake, with your bonnet.
Conehead.
Conehead, conehead.
SNL
See you
coach.
next week.
you next
Mwah.
Bye-bye. Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much. That's gonna
Thank
be,
you so much, Kate.
Take
thank
care.
you, Kate.
Kate,
Yeah.
I'm
Do
making.
not go to the bathroom while Jake is in the house.
Yes.
No.
Kate, I'm making a blueberry lemon cake with whipped cream frosting because that's what I had in the house.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so great.
So I had some lemon custard and I had a ton of blueberries. So I was like, okay, I'll make a blueberry thing and
Perfect.
we're making whipped cream frosting now.
Ooh. You know, I looked at my instant pudding stash and I had instant cheesecake, the Jello instant cheesecake pudding that Ed really likes once in a while. And I thought that'd be good, a cheesecake, but even adding like blueberries or something.
Oh my God.
It'll be fun.
Pictures. I need pictures.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, great, Carrie.
Okay, awesome, you guys. Thank you.
Fun.
Thank you.
Oh, it was fun.